next I would like to invite Ms. Sun Sequentia, Vice President of Confederation of Garment Factory in Cambodia. She will be delivering the third testimony.
First of all, my respect
to the panel of judges, my colleague workers, international national guests. I am Suam Sekonti. I am the second vice president of NIPTUC. And I am here today to present cases of mass fainting which happened in 2010 and 2011 in Cambodia. According to the data of BFC Better Factory Cambodia, we could see that in 2010-2011 we have around 12 factories with total workers of more than 2,000 workers fainted. And today I would like to present 3 factory cases. First one, the case of Hoi Chien Factory, Cup Ltd. Second, Sangwoo and MV, International Manufacturing Ltd. In Hoi Chien started its operation in 2006, which is located in Topeng Tlangtuk, Dam Chau District, Phnom Penh. This factory employed total of 3,400 workers, and on April the 9th and the 10th, 2011, there were around 100 workers fainted, and they were sent to various hospitals in Phnom Penh. And also in Hoi Chien, Hoi Chien produced for PHNOM, which is a shoe product, and in the factory we could see that the workers have 2-month contract, facturation contract, and these the impact or the concern, just like in the first case raised in the first and the second case, that they are very concerned about their contract. They do not know whether they would receive a renewal of the contract. The second case, MV Kampong Chnang Force Branch, which is located in Kampong Chnang, 70 kilometers away from Phnom Penh. This factory started in its operation in 2002, and they produce for H&M brand, which has 4,652 workers. On the 21st August 2010, there were 185 workers fainted. On 24th August 2010, there were 50 workers fainted. On the 21st and the 22nd September 2010, 20 workers fainted again. And on 25th August 2011, we have 198 workers fainted. Though no single cause has been confirmed, has been officially identified, meaning that no any investigation whether what the cause of the mass fainting was. However, if we look at each factories, just like they mentioned, like short-term contract, around 90% of the workers have fixed duration contract in Cambodia. As they mentioned again, their food they eat, their expense, meaning that they lack almost 50% of them, lack money for their expenditure. Therefore, they face a hard time, not enough food, they have to pay the rent, they live, they are packed in one small room, they have to pay for their trip back home in a very packed vehicle, just like a pig cage. Just like a pig cage, they need to stand. Some of them would take the roof, the vehicle roof, to reuse their cost of the trip. And now it comes to the third factory, Sangwoo Cambodia Co Ltd. Sangwoo. So Sangwoo manufactures for GAB, and it started its operation in 2007. It is located in Kampong Speu and has 4,500 workers. And on the 20th October 2011, we have 32 workers fainted, and another 100 workers fell exhausted, and who also sent the provincial hospitals for treatment. As I mentioned earlier, all the cases, there has not been any investigation on the root of the fainting. When I met those workers and I asked questions to them, they always reply that they feel tired, they feel dizzy in the factory, and then when they see people fainted, they also got fainted. They did not know what cause made them faint. They only knew that they feel tired, and unconscious, fell unconscious. And I think the issue of fainting may caused by the working environment, such as in the workplace we have sewing machines. The machine, they work every day. They are machine with electrical particles. I think the electrical particle may absorb the energy from the workers day after day, and even the atmosphere in the factory, like bed, toilet. We have oven, we have steam, we have smell with heat, with not enough ventilation. We have chemical substance from the cloth, from the shoe glues. So all of these make people feel weaker and weaker. In addition to that, we have very small calorie from the food. For example, as we could see in the video clip, they bought only a packet 500 of rice, yeah, and another 500 of soup, yeah. So you could see that they eat very little with less nutrition. Some people get up very early in the morning, yeah, and travel far to work. Yeah, they spend from 30 minutes to 1 hour to get to the factories from their house, yeah, from their houses. They take a lot of time to prepare food and for traveling, and they work full day in the factory, and they need to spend time traveling back. Before they get to bed, they need to have showers, so they have very little time for their sleep, and sometimes they work overtime. Yeah, for example, if they work overtime until 8 p.m., but they need to spend time for traveling, and they may get home by 9 or 10. And how many hours do they have for sleep? And if they are not concerned with the fixed duration contract, that does not matter. But if they are very worried about the contract, yeah, now again they are worried. If they think about the family, they do not have the money to support the family, they do not have the money to support themselves. The concern may cause stress. When they come back into the workplace, they can get blamed. They are very weak, and they are easy to get fainted. And if they encounter any incident, for example, surprise or any event, yeah, happens, the workers are easy, yeah, to get unconscious. Yes, so I do not have anything more. Lastly, I would like to request to all the judges, as well as national and international guests, as well as other stakeholders, to help our workers to live with decent wages, with dignity, just like other countries. Thank you.
A question from the panel.
Yes, my first question. Yeah, you are presenting the mass fainting, just like you mentioned. You mentioned the causes, yeah, which may have impact on the workers' health. We have many factors, including food, environment, and even emotional factor. And you request that when we have enough wage, yeah. So what do you feel enough? Oh, and what calculation you have to solve all the factors you mentioned about the cause of the fainting? So what do you think? I think for me, the decent wage, meaning that the wage can assure that we could have sufficient food, no overtime work, and we can save some money for future treatment. I know that 90% of the workers, when they finish their work from the factory, they can get sick. yeah, they get sick and they cannot have any money left. So I think the wage could make them survive, make them live in dignity and have the ability to support their family. And when the workers are alone, they are not married, for example, they can live, of course, yeah, but not very enough yet, but better off than those who are married, because when they are married they need to have children, and sometimes when they take maternity leave, they lose some of the benefits from the factories. Therefore, we would like to have those decent benefit, and we can support their family and support the education of their children, not to allow those children become government workers like the parents. And I would like also to request some changes in working condition, because as you could see, the working environment could cause the incident, and if we get only the wage but the working condition dirty, yeah, and we have a messy electrical wire, no safe labor safety, and I don't think this is called decent or enough for us. Yes, I would like to have clarification. Yeah, I asked one question earlier. So in your factory, no mass distributed to you? Yeah. Some, yes, some we have the mass, but not everybody. Yeah, so you also would like to have mass for everybody, right? And you mentioned earlier that there is smoke, smell. Yeah. So what do you want? Yeah, from the factory, from the employers, to improve the condition. Do you want? You mentioned to you one of you want to have a better air conditioning. Now what do you want to avoid any smell? Yeah, what do you want the employers to do more about that? Yes, we can equip a machine to absorb the particles in the building, the dust in the building, the chemical substances in the building. Yeah, and we could have better hygiene and sanitation in the factory. No more smell. Yeah, this is good. Yes, this is your request, right? You want that to happen, right? Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I heard that you mentioned that every month there are 3 or 4 people faint. So are they same people or new people? And when they faint, you get them to the hospital. Do the doctors or the nurse say anything to the workers as well as to the employers about the working condition? Yes, with that, every month we have fainting cases. Sometimes we have same workers, sometimes we have new workers, because they have same condition in the factory. And sometimes same person, sometimes new persons. And when we send them to the hospitals, we have what we call National Security Fund. They are in charge of that. But if the workers go to the hospital 2 or 3 days and the doctor says that the worker does not have any problem, but the workers sometimes feel weak, they cannot come to work. So when they feel weak, they need to they need to stay in the house, and they lose the benefit. I think the factory would reuse their salary, their wages with that as well. and the doctors or nurse already said that this is not serious. They said that because this is only because the workers feel weak, and when emotionally when they see someone faint, we can easily get unconscious. So no clear information or investigation to mention about the case. For some time we can get the injection, and then we can have the energy and we continue to work.
When you say that we continue to work, do you mean individual workers, or do you have a trade union there? Is there collective bargaining there? Can you bring this to the employer with some strength?
Yes, for the union, the workers who are the member of the union there, we discuss about this issue. We talk to the factory. We negotiate some condition with the employers, and we try to discuss to reuse the fainting. We had the negotiation with them.
And what action was taken?
They improved some condition like sanitation and hygiene. They improved because that they were afraid of the inspectors, from the Ministry of Environment. So they felt that this is a small issue, so they improved, but not 100%. So in general, they did not care about the fainting, because sometimes they fear the inspectors from the Ministry of Environment. They fear of fine from the officers, So they improved.
You say they were actually afraid of the inspectors. These are not from the Ministry of Labor, but from the Environmental Ministry.
Yes. Ministry of Environment and BFC project. They come to inspect every 6 months to discuss about that issue. But I also asked BFC project every request from us. 80% of our requests have been ignored, failure, and they mentioned that BFC mentioned that BFC does not have any authority to pressure. BFC could only remind the employers about that. They only mention, but they did not have any authority to pressure the factory to do anything.
I see. And is there a safety committee in the factory to monitor these issues day in and day out?
We do not have the committee yet. We have not established it yet.
Okay. You say there has been no investigation. No, but I think what you probably mean is there has been some investigation, but nobody knows what is causing this problem. Which is it? Has there been no investigation, or no adequate investigation, or just an unsuccessful investigation?
Yes, we do have investigation from Ministry of Labor, from BFC, from Ministry of Environment, but every investigation conducted, they did not go to the field, go to the site, and even workers, we did not know who the persons were. They just walk and walk, and even if we knew we could say something, but we did not know what those people were. Yeah, and in some cases, they have factory officers accompanied, so we could not talk to them. And sometimes they met with workers. Yeah, but during the meeting, yeah, the employers just invited one worker, yeah, to come to meet and ask the worker to talk something good about the factory. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks for the presentation. May I ask again if in order to have some further support to your point, please notify you or the lawyers any documents you are referring to now, say one investigation or the other. Be sure that this documentation will be available for the jury to judge for who is doing what in that sense. I know that on one side we are over time, but I think with my colleague that would be good to go on for the closure of the session of witness. Also, you have till sometime before lunch to have the fourth witness and to discuss the fourth case. Thanks for your presentation.